fight, obviously. I think, obviously the main event, the women, is getting a lot of attention, but, I mean, potential title implications in this fight, don't you think?
I don't know. You never know. You never know. That changes quite a bit, I guess.
Is that your goal right now, though? Do you feel like,
Well, my goal is to not lose, ever, so I think if I fulfill that goal, then the rest will take care of itself. So, as long as I get out there and do my job and be exciting, then I don't have to worry about anything else.
Obviously, a lot of people feel, and you feel, that you should be fighting for a title and not fighting in this fight. Was it tough to get over that frustration and focus on what the task is?
No, it wasn't at all. I mean, the biggest thing was, having to pull out of the fight with Jones. And, it was tough for me to do because I've never had to do that before. And, it was the right decision, but, it still was tough to do. And it took me a little bit, not long, to get over, but I told Dana I'd fight whoever he wanted me to when I came back. I wasn't, going to bank on a title fight when I got back, but, and he had me fight Lyoto Machida, and I never asked for anything different. So, I'm 100% focused on fighting him and, nothing else.
Why did you offer that up immediately? Why not say, hey, I got to withdraw from this fight, but I feel like I should keep that opportunity. I deserve it, right?
Well, I didn't want that to, weigh my decision in any way, to pull out the fight. If he said, no, you're not going to maybe get it, either way, I couldn't have fought. So I just told him, I'd like to get the title fight, but if not, I'll fight whoever. And, that's not why I had to pull out the fight. So, he had me and Machida fight each other. So.
When you made that decision to pull out, did you kind of know? And you're like, the title shots, they're not going to keep you around.
No, I actually, halfway expected them to still give me that title shot. It was all the promotion that they already did for that fight. But, it's not my job to be in charge of that.
You get the sense that John still wants to fight you, though? I definitely do. He seems to say that in interviews that he has unfinished business with you.
Yeah, I think it's a mutual feeling that we both want to punch each other in the face. And we were planning on it and didn't get to it.
What was your first reaction when you heard about the Olympic wrestling?
It was pretty sad news. I was shocked a little bit, but at the same time, I know they've been talking about it for a number of years, that they were maybe gonna, at least take some of the wrestling out or all the wrestling, and I think nobody thought they'd actually go ahead and do it because the sport's been around forever in the Olympics, but I don't think it's a done deal yet.
Does it give you any more of an incentive to perform well, to show wrestling's heritage a little bit off?
No, I mean, it's not what's going to be in my mind when I'm out there at all, but I think the wrestling community in itself is a lot bigger and stronger than most people give it credit for. And I'm talking worldwide. There's a lot of countries that are going to band together and really get behind it and put a lot of pressure on the IOC. So we'll see what happens. And I don't think it's a done deal yet. I think wrestling's going to not go out without a big fight.
Stylistically, what do you think about Lyoto? For years, it's always been he's so elusive and such a unique style. Is that still the case, or after we've seen him so many times and there's so much tape on him, is that no longer the case? Do you have the blueprint figured out?
I'll have to answer that one on Saturday night after the fight. But he's definitely, that's going to be the key to the fight is getting in his face and being able to get in his face and fighting him and making him fight me without letting him move around and fight at his pace and on his terms. So I think that's where he's most dangerous, when you let him fight the way he wants. So I definitely gonna work on making sure that doesn't happen.
Again, there's been a whole debate about the use of testosterone. Can you talk about your decision? What made you choose to go that route?
Just doctor's recommendation, basically, and before I did anything, I called that body commission, made sure it was okay. And this was a long time ago. And they said, yeah, no problem. And I would welcome random drug testing for that and for everything. I think that would really help clean up the sport a lot and really give it, a better when people look at it, there's no bad taste in anybody's mouth if the UFC really implements a random drug testing.
And when was this that you started up? You said it was a long time ago.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah.
Does it frustrate you when you hear about like guys in their 20s and stuff using it because you think it does cast a negative light on people that legitimately do need the testosterone?
I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's situation is different. It could be a legitimate reason. It could not be. I mean, obviously that makes it a little bit more fishy, but I think maybe the UFC just needs to have everyone see their doctor to get approved to begin with, and go through their testing and make sure it's legitimate, and then monitor a little bit better. It's not too tough to monitor.
If it was banned in the sport, do you think you'd still be competing, or do you think that?
Yeah, I'd still be competing. I'd probably be getting sick more with laying on the couch a little more.
It wouldn't have prevented you from fighting, though.
No, but on the same token, if I wasn't fighting, I'd still be having a COVID. So.
This past week in England, Dana, did kind of comment more on it. He said, hey, if you need testosterone, maybe you're too old and shouldn't be competing. I wonder if you heard that quote, if you felt like maybe he was taking a shot at you, or if that offended you at all, that he would say that.
No, I don't think I don't take anything he says personally. He says a lot of things that are a little bit off the wall, and so I'm not worried about what he has to say.
And have you been bothered at all, by the amount of attention that the main event is getting when you guys have such a big fight yourselves?
No, not at all. Actually, it's been kind of nice.
But at the same time, if you're the main event, it's much more likely that maybe Dana comes out and says he's for a title because to try to hype it up a little bit, something like that.
He says that no matter what 205-pounder that's on the top there, getting up there for the title shot. I think he's going to say that to promote Daddy down. That's kind of his job. So, I think that's why he's been kind of telling everybody to make a title shot. So, it doesn't matter to me. Like I said, I have no control over what happens next, and other than Saturday night, I have all the control over. So that's what I'm going to make sure that I win that fight.
As a guy in your position, did you have any emotion seeing that the UFC put out rankings? Did you think that can help you, or at the end of the day, you think that those won't mean anything?
Obviously they don't mean anything, but it's never really meant much to me. Whether I'm on the top or on the bottom, it's not going to change the way I go out there and fight, and it's not going to change who I want to fight. I want to make sure I'm fighting the top guys, and that's what I've been doing for the last number of years. So, I'm not worried about it.
Did you look at them as like they might help your cause, though? Because you are ranked right behind John in the UFC rankings right now. It can't hurt, right? Or do you think that they're just meaningless when it comes to matchmaking?
I don't think they're going to go off of those to match things up. And I don't think they ever will. And maybe it'd be nice for the fans to know that who's ranked, but who's the one that does all the rankings? It's all subjective to people's opinions, and it's just a matter of who's doing well at the time. And I haven't fought in a while, so it's my job to get out there and do well Saturday night. And if I can accomplish that, and my goal is to not lose again, if I do that, then like I said, I should have the title sometime or another.
Is that something you feel like you have to do before you hang it up, or with all you've accomplished, do you feel pretty fulfilled in your professional career?
I don't feel like I have to do anything. This sport, obviously, it's one of my goals I'd love to accomplish. That and to not lose again until I retire. So, I'm out there working hard and hoping to accomplish my goal just like everybody else, but I don't need it to be able to retire.
Is there any sense of urgency getting that shot because you feel like maybe that time is coming, or do you just, because you said hey, I'll take it as it comes, but do you feel like you need to push it a little bit?
Well, with the guys that I'll be matched up with over the next year or two that I'm going to be fighting, they're going to all be the top guys. If I beat them all, then I don't get a title shot. Something's a little bit off with that. So I'm not worried about it at this point. Like I said, if I keep winning, it'll just take care of itself.